The Kevin O'Leary Rulebook, How to Think Like a Millionaire Investor. Here's a wild fact. Kevin O'Leary once turned a $10,000 0 cents loan into a $4 billion 0 cents exit. Yes, billion with a B. And no, this isn't some rags to riches fantasy cooked up for reality TV. This is real, cold, calculated business strategy from one of the most brutally honest investors in the game. But behind that sharp tongue and suit and tie persona lies a masterclass in millionaire level thinking that most people never get to hear until now. In today's episode, we're cracking open the Kevin O'Leary Rulebook, not the Shark Tank sound bites, but the real investing principles and financial philosophies that can change the way you think about money. Whether you're building your first portfolio, launching a business, or just tired of living paycheck to paycheck, the way Mr. Wonderful approaches investing can completely rewire your mindset. Because if there's one thing Kevin's proven, it's this: being rich isn't about how much you make, it's about how you think. So let's dive into the no fluff, high impact mindset of a millionaire investor and how you can start applying these rules to your life today. Money must work 24/7 or it's fired. To Kevin O'Leary, money isn't just a currency, it's an employee. And if your money isn't working for you around the clock, he says you've already lost the game. Think about that. Most people work for money, but Kevin flips the script. He treats every dollar like a tiny soldier going out to battle in the world of investing. Real estate, dividend stocks, private equity, whatever the vehicle, the mission is the same. Your money should be earning while you sleep. This is a radically different mindset than just saving for retirement or stashing cash under the mattress. It's about creating systems where your wealth grows without constant input. But there's risk, right? Of course, investments don't always go up. That's why Kevin is obsessed with data, diversification, and disciplined entry points. He doesn't YOLO into crypto or chase fads. He looks for consistent compounding gains. And here's where it gets relatable. Even if you're not a millionaire yet, you can start thinking like one. Start small, get that first dividend paying stock, buy into a stable ETF, let your money punch the clock. Because in Kevin's world, if your dollars aren't earning, they're unemployed. And he's not in the business of charity. Never get emotionally attached to investments. One of Kevin's most infamous lines is this: don't cry over dead money. In other words, if something isn't performing, cut it loose. No apologies, no nostalgia, no, but I've held this stock for years. That kind of emotional attachment is what tanks portfolios. And let's be honest, we've all been there. Maybe you bought into a hype stock or a business idea that felt like the one, but it dragged. And instead of pulling out early, you kept doubling down, hoping it would bounce back. Kevin, he has a kill switch. If the numbers stop making sense, the deal dies. It's ruthless, but it's effective. This mindset isn't just about investing, it's about detaching your ego from your assets, because the market doesn't care how much you love something, it only rewards what works. And this is where Kevin's cold logic becomes your competitive edge. It teaches you to manage your portfolio like a CEO, not like a fanboy. Whether it's a stock, a rental property, or a business partner, if it's dragging your returns and draining your energy, it's time to let it go. Millionaire investors don't cling, they pivot. Cash flow is king, not valuation. You know what Kevin hates more than wasting time? Wasting time on businesses that are all hype and no revenue. He said it a million times on Shark Tank: sales cure all. Forget the flashy branding, the pitch decks, the inflated valuations. If your business isn't making real money, it's a hobby. And this lesson is massive for anyone chasing wealth. So many people get caught up in net worth, equity, and paper profits. But Kevin's rule: cash flow is king. It's what keeps the lights on, pays the bills, and builds long-term security. Even with his investments, he's not looking for the next unicorn. He's looking for predictable, scalable, profitable businesses. Things that spin off free cash and don't rely on endless fundraising rounds to survive. So ask yourself, are your financial efforts producing cash flow? Is your side hustle actually generating income? Are your assets feeding you, or are they just sitting pretty? Kevin's style might seem aggressive, but it's grounded in financial realism. Because when the market crashes or the hype fades, guess what keeps you alive? Cash flow, not clout. Marry discipline, not drama. Kevin O'Leary doesn't invest in people with big dreams. He invests in people with big discipline. There's a huge difference. Dreams are easy, discipline is rare. You'll notice he's quick to grill entrepreneurs on numbers, processes, logistics, not just vision. Why? Because vision without execution is a fairy tale. In his own life, Kevin is shockingly regimented. He wakes up early, follows a tight schedule, and maintains ruthless control over his time and decisions. That level of discipline isn't just a personality quirk, it's a wealth strategy. Because when emotions run high, discipline keeps you grounded. When markets dip, discipline keeps you investing. When your friends are blowing money on shiny toys, discipline keeps your portfolio growing. And here's where the drama comes in. Our world rewards chaos, flashy lifestyles, risky bets, YOLO culture. Kevin's Rulebook flips that. He bets on systems, not spontaneity. If you want to think like a millionaire investor, you need to fall in love with structure, budget consistently, review your finances like a CFO, build routines that reinforce success, because money respects discipline, and drama, well, drama just ends up on reality TV. Diversification is protection, not indecision. Kevin is big on diversification, but not in the vague spread your money around kind of way. He diversifies intentionally across industries, across asset classes, across income streams. Why? Because markets move, trends shift, and if all your eggs are in one basket, eventually that basket gets dropped. But there's a twist here. Kevin doesn't diversify because he's unsure. He does it because he understands risk. Big difference. Indecisive investors hedge because they don't know what's going on. Kevin hedges because he does. He doesn't put 100% of his wealth in stocks. He owns real estate, private businesses, royalty deals, and scalable IP. His wealth machine has multiple engines. That's a key takeaway for your journey. Even if you're just starting, think beyond your paycheck. Can you build a second income stream? Can you own a tiny slice of a REIT? Can you freelance or license something you created? Don't diversify out of fear, do it out of strategy. Because the more ways you can make money, the less any one market can take you down. Time is the most valuable asset you own. Kevin O'Leary will tell you in no uncertain terms that time is your most precious commodity. Not stocks, not real estate, time. And here's where most people completely miss the mark. They think wealth is about accumulating things, but real millionaires know that wealth is about buying back control. Kevin guards his schedule like Fort Knox. Meetings are short, agendas are clear, dead time eliminated. He doesn't do small talk if it's not moving the needle. And while that might sound intense, it's actually liberating, because the truth is, if you don't value your time, someone else will use it for you. Whether it's meaningless scrolling, endless coffee chats, or working 60-hour weeks for someone else's dream, unconscious time management is wealth suicide. Kevin's approach forces us to rethink how we spend time. Just like money, is that task paying you back? Is that habit giving you ROI? Are you investing hours into something that actually builds equity in your life? This is where your millionaire mindset sharpens. You realize that every yes is a withdrawal from your personal energy bank. Larry's model says this: if it's not essential, if it doesn't scale, or if it doesn't pay future dividends, cut it. If this video sparks something in you, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below with your favorite Kevin O'Leary rule. What are you ready to fire? What's your next smart move? And don't forget, next week, we're breaking down the Warren Buffett simplicity code, why doing less might be the ultimate wealth hack. You don't want to miss it.